So what's the plan for the summer making wise? I mean, Howard, it sounded on you like you were prepared to not get anything done.
Yep. There might be a 3 week hiatus. Um, unless I get a day or two. I mean, I can be awfully effective if I get a good idea and I have a day to myself. But I'm not planning for it. But I'm not gonna go online telling, "Oh, I'm gonna take some weeks off of YouTube now." Like nobody cares, and I'm not gonna do that. Oh, I've been away for 3 weeks because I've been
Have
on
you?
holiday, and yeah, like, yep. Again, people don't care. Shut up. So,
So
yeah,
what
but
about you, Glenn? Do you have any?
I feel like I've had a couple of weeks of non-making. To be fair, I've not done much at all, so I'm hoping to hit it hard again and get some projects knocked out. I've got 2 instrument builds on the way, guitar pedal, and at least one or two other things where I actually can't remember right now. But
Something to mix in with all the instruments, so you're not a music channel from now on.
it might be 2 instrument builds in. It's probably going to be 2 instrument builds in a row. Actually, no, it won't be. Not YouTube wise anyway, but for me it will be. One of them's going to take a little bit of a bit of time, I think, for the finale. Yeah,
yeah, and you might appear in a video in between that. That counts, doesn't it?
definitely. Well, probably
Yeah.
two actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some video clips today. Thank you, gentlemen. That was very appreciated. It will fit right in.
I feel tempted to say my pleasure, but it really wasn't.
When you know what's gonna happen, like
Yeah,
they didn't seem relaxed in that situation. Oh, I'm just casually sitting here, or I'm just casually working in my
yeah.
garden. It's like that was some tense work. Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Was it not?
No,
Oh,
not the shock reaction, so to say.
okay.
But
That's
So
the thing, though. I
afterwards,
mean,
yeah,
cleaning up was worse.
yeah, and I mean, you could. I mean, since you're in charge of it yourself, you could control the temperature, so it didn't need to be extreme. That got me thinking today. How long can I get them to do this before they say, "Fuck off"?
yeah.
That's it. Work with what you got. Like, oh, could you do another one with another angle? And oh, sorry, I saw the cameraman there. Could you redo it, please?
So we're actually talking about the finale for your Super Soaker video, aren't we?
Yeah.
So where you wet us. So yesterday, me and Lily needed to go shopping, and she really didn't want to go shopping. I said, but when we've been shopping, when we get back, you can go into your bedroom window and throw a bucket of water out of the window, which will hit me square on. And she's like, "Let's go shopping, Dad."
Motivation.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it was 30 degrees here. She used the cold tap for the bucket, and the temperature difference was extremely shocking. I mean, there was certainly no acting needed for that reaction at the end of that video. I was took my breath, definitely. But it was good fun, and Lily's hilarious at the end.
Yeah, she seemed to like it.
Oh yeah, she had the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Made it very much
laughter at
worth
the
it.
end,
Yeah.
that's pure joy. That wasn't faked or anything.
No. But I was tempted today saying, "Oh, I'm thinking of a little side project. Would you mind doing the same of art?" But
Hell no.
yeah,
Well, today, I mean, it's been so hot, so yeah, it would have been a pleasure.
you don't want
Yeah.
to abuse your power, though, do you? I mean, in the future, you never know what you might want to ask for. So I'll save it. One in the
No,
bank.
that's the thing, though. I mean, it will only double back to you. So yeah, it's always nice to be nice.
Yeah. I'm thinking about should we expand this to outside the podcast? If you so, who can you ask for something like this? I mean, what got the closest
Yeah.
circle? If there is someone fits the mark better than either of us.
Yeah, that's true. I've had Tim in one of my videos.
Yeah.
I've not asked anybody else other than you guys yet.
But I mean,
I can see Ross popping up in future videos now I've met him. That feels more comfortable.
yeah. that got me thinking though. I mean, one thing is I have the script for the Super Soaker videos set in my head, so it's hard to deviate from course there. But could you, in the future, like have a video where you can implement all the CMOs in some sense? I mean, you just print out the list of names, and all right, my next video, I'm gonna work them all in there, and then like, all right, how do you do it? It can be everything from a small figurine on a shelf to a cameo in a video or whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
That might be crammed, but yeah, if you say it like that you're gonna have printouts everywhere over the workshop.
I did manage to work the whole of Bad Audio crew into a reel once, so it's doable, isn't it?
yeah. But that was audio then. That wasn't. Or
No,
was it?
no, it was a video, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When we made the comeback for the second season. Spoiler alert, there won't be a third.
Oh,
I do not remember that.
No, it was only last year.
yeah.
But my brain is bad.
I'll send you the reel later.
Yeah. Or you can post it again. I mean, bad audio. It's. I think it was me and KJ who discussed it here after you left in a record. You left early to get a sandwich after a recording, and like, yeah, I mean, you were pleased about something, and then like, yeah, we should put him down a notch, and that's easy. It's just to go into the bad audio and write start.
Yes, and we were gonna do it when you didn't have a cell phone. That was it.
Okay. When I was
So you got home and
Yeah.
just got 500 messages, but I totally forgot about it until you sent a message. Oh, now my phone works again. I said, damn it! I was supposed to do something.
In that circumstance, I actually would have really appreciated the forward thinking on that one. That would have been brilliant.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have edited it, but it would have been brilliant.
I mean, I did think it should be able to. I mean, as long as you use the start and stop, it should not be hard to have an automated script to make that into a podcast without having to do any work.
I think you're free to try that.
No, I don't. I'm not into programming, so I saw an interesting job listing here, and they had. This was really fun because we searched for a person that, and here's a list of things we might be looking for, and here are some. If you are also into or doing this, it's a bonus. And of course, I love a good list. So, as once I saw it, all right, check, no, check, no. And then, of course, one of the points were programming. So, like, oh, God damn it. Well, I know the logic, but I would rather not. But isn't that a good trait? I mean, I'm trying to design my way out of using programming. That must be a plus. No, that's the thing though. I thought about that yesterday. I went into the workshop for the first time after I got home. Thought about all the projects that I have started, and one of them is the bagpipe guitar, and it looks so good where it stands. And hello, got a guest again. A visual this time, but no audio. So if you pair that together with last week's, fight.
She wants another guest sticker, I think.
Yeah. We could have her on as a guest. Maybe Lily is going to be the guest the week you're away.
That might be problematic.
That's really fun. Yeah. Glenn, you're sitting on a sofa 5 meters away. Yeah. Couldn't bother.
Yeah.
She could,
I'm on holiday.
She could sneak away like, yeah, I'm in the next door living room.
I'm hiding in the cupboard.
So that was funny actually. We booked our holiday while you were here, Haavard, and I said I'm going to be away on such and such a date, and you said, "Is that the 100th episode?" And I thought, "Oh shit, I've not thought about that." But no, it turns out I'm going to be away for episode 99. So have you guys had any thoughts on who you're going to get on, or are you just going to do it yourselves?
Not yet. Of course, it is. Well, as we just discussed with Lily, it's going to be hard with Michelle as well. But I had that idea a few weeks ago that whenever one of us needs to go away, we could have the spouse on, because we would probably learn more about you having Michelle on, and vice versa for all of us. But I mean, we are family men, so we hardly go away without it being with said spouse. So it is.
Exactly.
It sounds good in theory, but it's almost impossible to get realized.
If ever you want Michelle on, I'm happy to sit it out and let her have the spotlight for a couple of hours. The fame that goes with the podcast.
Yeah.
You think she can handle that?
Probably.
You should prep her then, like they do on Royals before they step into the spotlight. You need some media training.
Because we are really media trained.
Yeah. I think it would be a case of, please don't drop me in it, Michelle. I never have you.
But yeah, episode 100, that is, I mean, the summer is going to be just flying by, and then there we are. So yeah, we need to start planning that. That's a milestone. We didn't
Any thoughts? We did a YouTube last time, didn't we? We did a videoed episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, it doesn't take any extra effort to press record on the camera function as well, just in case it's usable for something. So you can do that.
Yeah.
But then I need to dress and have a shower and be presentable. That's...
You didn't last time.
Oh, true. I don't care. I'm already married. Who am I trying to impress?
We'll probably just do what we did last year when we have a beer while we're recording and some cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, cake sounds good. Everyone should have cake when they listen to episode 100.
Maybe we should just hand the whole thing over to the CMOs for the 100th episode. We'll have a week off.
I mean, that's
that
doable.
would be interesting.
You can just... But how is it if... I mean, when you set up the studio and you send out the link, will it still work if you're not attending? Will then the first one to join become the host?
That is a good question. I don't know. It would carry on, I feel, but I don't think that host responsibilities transfer. But I don't know.
Look into it, though.
It would not work.
But I think under the people tab, but maybe you have to do it before you start. You can assign a co-host, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
It would be cool just to drop the link. Like, this is going to be open for the 2 next hours. Go. And then it just download the recording.
Maybe the CMOs have some ideas of what we could do for the 100th episode.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, Ola Skitteren, it's not going to be a lamp making episode.
And if you feel left out that you're not what we call a CMO, that is person in the WhatsApp group, we can just add you if you're a listener. That's fine. Maybe we should have some just get together again with the CMOs.
Yeah, it was really nice
a bit
last
more
time.
Controlled than last time.
Yeah, last time was nice. It was just the audio which was a bit tricky, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Couldn't hear everybody.
Yeah, we could do work on that part, perhaps.
Oh, you could
plan a bit more ahead and that sort of thing, and pre-warn people and that sort of thing more. And yeah,
but I mean, they've already had a trial run, so they know what.
So everything should work flawlessly.
Well, might not technically, but at least they know what they're getting themselves into. So maybe just half of them will join. I don't know.
Yeah, that was, I think, yeah. Yeah, I'm not much for celebrations when it comes to that.
Knowing you, you'll celebrate it the day before.
Of course. That is the way.
But yeah, give us some ideas. That's going to be good. Yeah,
Preferably something without travel.
Yes.
Yeah.
No travel. There's yeah. Unfortunately, there's going to be some travel this year, so
There's going to be some travel this year.
Yeah, might be one or two, and then okay, I might not call it travel going to Skaperfestivalen, but I mean, I still have to go into the city and meet people, and that's the same as travel.
Woe is you.
Yeah. You're going to have to drive for a whole half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This time I have to set up shit as well. I'm going to have a booth, so I'm going to have to be there and talk to people. Or could I make a sign? Don't talk to the maker. No,
don't touch my shit and don't talk to me.
Yeah. There might be a trip or two to cross the country borders as well in several directions. So
you really sound like you're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, I do though, kinda. Except I'm the one in charge for the planning, so it's all on me. I do enjoy a travel if I do not have any responsibility, and I just need to meet up somewhere.
And it's not with Ryanair.
And it's not with Ryanair. You're going to be sure it's never going to be with Ryanair. Oh.
How long were you delayed?
I mean, I was delayed. I mean, in combining both days, of course, I was delayed 1 hour going down, which
I told you to expect.
Yeah, you told me to expect that. So yeah. No, when Glenn dropped me off at the airport, just as I got through the doors, I saw that I've got a text message. All right, your flight is delayed by an hour. So like, fuck me. All right. So I went in. And then while standing in queue, just going through security, another message. They moved it another 50 minutes. So it's getting close to 2 hours. And of course, you just go through, and since your flight is delayed, they also delay telling you which gate you're going to. And at Stansted, you have to take like a commuter train or whatever to get to that gate area. So when you're not knowing which direction you will go, you have to wait in the common areas. And it was filled with people. And
it's
that
horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just set up. There is not enough seating for everyone. And they want you to buy stuff, perfume or crap, and then eat something at extreme prices. So I just walked around for 1.5 hours until they just gave you the gate number. Then I went there, and when I came there, it became better because they had air conditioning on, because I don't think that worked in the main hall. They also have some issues. I'm not sure if it's all that people using Bluetooth or whatnot, but I almost had to keep my phone up to my headset to get the signal through for the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And then, of course, in some parts of the area as well, I lost signals. I was trying to watch YouTube videos, but I mean, I lost internet. And Googling afterwards, some of the operators have coverage issues at Stansted. And of course, in Norway, we have a few operators, but they're all using the same network. It's not set up the same as in UK, so I need to manually go in and change operator. Then it got better, but the interference with all the signaling going on there, that didn't help. And then, of course, I got to the gate. We got on board the airplane, and just as when we went to England, of course, there was some delay, and then the crew persons talked to the captain and whatnot, and then the message came. Yeah, we have found an issue with the airplane. We need a technician to come and verify if it's just cosmetic or if it's something that will ground us. And then we have to go back into the terminal and wait for another airplane and whatnot. And then fuck us. And we were sitting and people were getting grumpy and I was getting grumpy. And then, of course, the message came. Good news, everyone. There has been a misunderstanding. It wasn't this airplane at all. It was a different airplane. So we are good to go. And then, of course, we taxed out. But since we missed our slot, we had to wait some more on the tarmac to get a flight slot and whatnot. And then finally we got home. Just shy of course, reaching the quota where I can get money back. So I applied for that in the Ryanair app, but no, it wasn't delayed enough. But of course, it was delayed enough that the trains stopped going. So I only could take the airport train into Oslo, and then from one of the stations there, I had to take a taxi that cost just as much as the airplane ticket just to get to my car. And I was home about 1:30 in the night. And then, of course, you need to brush your teeth and put away some of the rage before you go to bed. So, yeah, Monday was a hard day because the kids didn't know, of course. So they just woke up in the middle of the night and then they went into the bedroom just expecting it to be their mother and "Oh, Dad!" And so I got woken up twice during the night. And then, of course, they were wide awake at 5:00. So ta-da, it's Monday. So, yeah, I went to bed early yesterday. So today I'm getting better, but I will pay extra not flying Ryanair next time.
The problem is that there aren't many other options, are there, if you want a direct flight?
Yeah.
That's the unless
problem. Well, it is if I go to Heathrow, but of course that's a completely different airport further away. Yeah. So, but still, they are also more expensive.
Yeah.
Was
the weekend still worth it though, Haavard?
Yeah, it was worth it. Sure. Yeah. No problem. But yeah, I did ask that question myself in the airport when it was at its hottest and too many people. But yeah, it's still been a great weekend. So
when I came back from Oslo, was it October last year?
Yeah,
I had a similar problem with Ryanair, and I didn't get back till 1:30 in the morning, and then woke up for 6 for work the next day. And it was a struggle, but it was still a nice weekend.
Yeah.
But at least your planes actually left. They rebooked me for a week later than the event. I tried to use Ryanair, so I think we can firmly say that this podcast does not tell anyone to use Ryanair ever.
No, but I mean, it's
if they want to sponsor us, it's going to be expensive.
The thing is, I can fly to Norway cheaper with Ryanair than I can get a train to London. So
yeah,
there's something off with that.
Yeah, so there's a bit of a payoff, I'm afraid.
But that being said, though, the crew on board was marvelous. I mean, guessing they're working in Ryanair, it's not the top of the line airplane company to work for in the first place, but they handled it flawlessly. I mean, they answered all the questions, and with a smile on their face, they also managed to keep the passengers positive. So they were joking about the situation and whatnot. So they actually helped a lot. So kudos to them.
I wouldn't think that they would pay for actually to have good stuff.
Or maybe that's Ryanair. I mean, maybe that's their business. I mean, we're going to cut down and make it cheap, but we need the best people to make this business model work. So maybe they have decent pay on the best people.
They don't. Not on the flights back from Oslo, anyway.
But I learned something from them, though, because on most airports, while you're sitting waiting, of course, you're hooked up to a landline with power and whatnot, so you don't burn through your batteries or you have to run your generator on the airplane. And they also have airlines connected. So when they're running the HVAC system in the airplane while it's stationary, that is coming from the airport. And of course, in every other airport, they have a hot air and a cold air connection hose. In Norway, they just have hot air because it's cold all year around.
Of course.
Except that one day we were sitting for 1 hour inside the airplane because they needed to figure out which person were missing, and then they just had the hot air. So of course you were sitting in there baking, so everybody was starting taking their clothes off and sweating. It was like a Finnish sauna in there. Yeah. Well, if you see some of the passenger, I'm not sure you would use the word nice, but yeah. And that was the funny thing, though. I mean, when we traveled down, we sat down and we were getting ready to leave, of course, and the first flight attendant ran down with that counter thingamabob, and then she came back and like, yeah, we have 5 spare seats. And then the other guy looked at the travel documents and 5, and then he ran down and he came up, only 4. Okay, and then I needed to verify that, so another one ran down again and counted and came back. No, it's 5 seats. What happened to that one? Oh, it was probably someone in the toilet then. And then they looked at the paper, and then they talked, and some of them popped into the captain, and then a guy in a yellow vest came in, and there was a lot of talking, and he went away again, and then we were 20 minutes on overtime already. And then the message came from the captain. We have a discrepancy between the flight list and the head count in the airplane, so we need to verify everybody on board. So please hold your boarding passes ready and passports, and we'll come around and check all your names and so on. And of course, they needed to then send a person up to the gate to print, for some reason, 40 boarding passes and then bring that back to the airplane so they could have something to cross off on when they went. And they did not end up talking to everybody, but I mean, how hard is it? I mean, if I was the captain of an airplane, and I mean, we're leaving at 10, and if the flight attendant comes out, yeah, we're missing one. That's his problem, and then just leave. Yeah. I mean, the rest of the people got there in time. That one person, he could take another flight. I mean, he's stranded at an airport. It's not like he doesn't have options. And then if there's one too many, I mean, well, we had an available seat, so let's just bring it with. And then the custom agents at the destination place will figure that out. That's their problem.
That's their problem, you say.
Yeah. I'm just driving a bus. I don't care who gets on and off where.
Because terrorists have never used an airplane, that sort of thing, and have an extra person that you don't know who it is. Yeah. That could never be a problem.
You say if you were the captain of an airplane, but having spent a weekend with you and actually seeing how easily and naturally you just take to everything. I mean, you've been on an airplane, so surely you're the captain of an airplane now.
I mean, I've had that thought myself. I mean, of course, I always overthink things. So obviously I have been thinking, what if something happened to the captain and they come out, can anyone here fly an airplane? I'll give it a go. Surely.
Watch a YouTube video.
Yeah, I have had flight simulators on my computer 10, 15 years ago. So yeah, let me just Google Boeing 747 landing procedure and I'm good to go.
Boat captain, plane captain, same.
It's going to be a touch and go though, because we need to get kind of close to the ground before I get the reception on my phone enough to see that video. So it's going to be I'm going to be deprived of the option of going back and rewatching parts, so we might skip a few elements, but I'm sure we'll get down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to loop around the airport one more time. The video is buffering.
Yeah.
I have to watch 3 ads.
Oh.
I think that's a good time to call it a night, don't you?
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks
Bye.
for listening.
Good one. Bye.
Captain's out. Turn the lights off on the flight deck. It's time to go to the hotel.
That's
The
enough,
captain's got to sleep.
That's enough, Captain Birdseye. Come on.
I'm gonna get myself a captain's hat and start carrying it around. You never know. And it's the same.
Like you haven't got one already.
You're a
to
plane guy
be
now.
fair, it's the same hat for airplanes and boats. So yeah, I do have a hat.
You just changed out the anchor for
A propeller.
something
Yeah.
with wings.